December book haul. Now, I swear to you, I swear, I did not plan a book haul in December. I still had 110 books, I think, or maybe 120 from my November book haul, which takes my Goodreads acquired as yet unread shelf to over 200, which is embarrassing. I wasn't going to get any more books until I fell below 200 or until January when Lifeline is having its next book sale, whichever came first. Probably, to be honest, less than 200 would have come first. But too late, because I've just acquired another 20 odd books. Thank you, Anna. Much appreciated. Really, really appreciated. I'm going to enjoy some of them a great deal. For a start, we have Isaac Asimov. This is his Robot Visions collection, and I feel like Isaac Asimov, who I've always had a checkered relationship with his writing, but his short stories are his genius, and I really do need to get back into them and give them more credit than I've given them sometimes in the past. So that sets me off in that direction. I also have Book 4 of Vata's War, Command Decision by Elizabeth Moon. I don't think I have book 1 of Vata. I think I'm trying to get number 1 before I start. I think I've already got 2 or 3, but I'd like to have the whole series before I start on it so that I can binge on it like I did with the Serrano Legacy book series, which was great. I've got an Alan Dean Foster, Body Ink. I was raving about Alan Dean Foster recently. His books are kind of legendary. I loved his Orphan Star series. I even enjoyed some of the ones that he wrote on behalf of George Lucas. Splinter the Mind's Eye springs to mind. He did a lot of books that were the book of the movie, but when he was writing for himself, he was really good and often neglected. I now have 2 Anne Bishops. Anne Bishop's Dark Jewel series was a series I really enjoyed longer ago than I want to admit. I read all 3 and some of the spin-offs. Then I got Anna into them as well. Anna is a completionist and I am not. So I'm perfectly okay reading the trilogy and then ignoring all the spin-offs. She's not as good at it. And sometimes I inherit the spin-offs. So here's 2 Twilight's Dawn. I know I've read that, but I don't remember it well. The Invisible Ring, I have read probably this copy in the past, but I've never owned it. So since I've got a lot of Anne Bishop sitting up on the high shelf over the doorway, this can be added. And if I ever want to binging Anne Bishop is often when you feel like having a sneaky cry but don't have anything to cry about. But yeah, Anne Bishop, and they're beautiful books. So that's a thing. I also got, count them, 6 Star Trek novels. Now, I have read a few Star Trek novels, not that many. I am not sure how I'm going to go with these ones either. So we've got Gods of Night by David Mack. That's a number 1 in a series. We've got The Further Shore by Christie Golden, which I haven't heard of. It looks like it's a Voyager spin-off. Don't anyone shoot me. Wasn't that into Voyager. I did like some of I like the Next Generation. I didn't mind the original Star Trek's. Voyager didn't do it for me. And here we have got The Buried Age. This is from the Next Generation, and it's got a picture of Picard in a spacesuit. Isn't that cute? So cute. Christopher L. Bennett wrote that one. I've got A Time to Be Born by John Vaughan-Holt. Again, Picard. He's obviously the draw card. But here we have one of Riker. David Mack wrote Lost Souls. Unfortunately, this is a book 3. Not sure about that. I definitely don't think I've got numbers 1 and 2. So I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. I can't quite decide, and I'm not sure if it's worth investing and trying to find the other ones. Once again, this is a book 2, Mere Mortals by David Mack. Again, I'm undecided about those. Some Star Trek books are good. Some of them are definitely just piggybacking on the fans and the popularity of the series. Also have Aldous Huxley, Along the Road. This is a rather pretty old version. Aldous Huxley, when he wasn't being a science fiction writer, this is Notes and Essays of a Tourist. I don't mind some of his essays. I think I'll probably be in the mood for this one of these days. Probably not imminently though. John Wyndham, The Chrysalids. When I asked to check my shelf, it turns out I didn't have this. I've got a lot of John Wyndham, but apparently I don't have this one. Bizarre. Definitely read it. Long time ago. Need to read it again. And here we get into the good stuff pile. We have The Doors of Perception and Heaven and Hell by Aldous Huxley, with a gorgeous old cover brought to you by Penguin. I'm happy about this one. Experimental consciousness expanding drugs was Huxley's thing, and if he wasn't one of the first Western writers to experiment with them, he was probably one of the first ones to admit it. This one came from his mescaline experience, which could be really, really wild. They're visionary landscapes of the mind, and if I remember correctly, these ones get a bit schizophrenic, much like the painting, which I really enjoy. Anyway, Huxley, I don't mind him when he's being weird. Robert Silverberg, The Mountains of Madripoor. Back in the day, I read most of the Madripoors. I don't think I read them in anything approaching a correct sequence, if there even is a correct sequence. But, yeah, Robert Silverberg is someone I want to get back into a bit more. Robert Westall's Yaxley's Cats. I'm really excited about this one. I recently read another Robert Westall that's in the pile by the mirror. It hasn't been shelved yet. I've run out of shelving. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this one, having read another one of his fairly recently. Brian Aldiss, An Age. An Age with a Dinosaur and an Eye, apparently. Great cover art, slightly faded. Not in the best of condition, but that won't matter while I'm reading the story because it's the words that occupy me. Robert Heinlein wrote The Day After Tomorrow. When I heard that there was Day After Tomorrow, I got really excited because I thought it might be the James Blish Black Easter duology. Or were there two of them or three? I can't remember. But anyway, it's a Robert Heinlein that I don't have. I'm not sure that I've ever actually read this one at all, and the cover art is gorgeous. I'm a fan of Heinlein. For all his troubles, I enjoy him. Ray Bradbury's Dandelion Wine. I recently mentioned that I hadn't read it, and now I have it, and shall read it, sooner or later. Robert Silverberg's Son of Man, with a great science fiction cover by Jim Burns. This one actually tells me who did the artwork. Hooray! Well done, Panther Science Fiction Series. It's so rare to see people who acknowledge the artist from this era. Perfect. Andre Norton, Breed to Come. Again, I've been getting into Anne Norton a lot more recently. This one's got a great old cover. It's a little bit damaged, sure. That bothers some people more than me. But overall, it's in pretty good condition. The pages are yellowed, of course, and it's an Ace book series. It's been around the tracks a few times. Looking forward to reading that one. And Tanith Lee. I actually preferred Tanith Lee's later work to her early fantasy, often wildly weird writing, but I'm thinking it's probably time to reread all those weird and wonderful Birthgrove-y style Tanith Lee's fantasies, and I have not read Volkhava, whatever, at all, I don't think. And it's got some great cover art. Look at that beautiful cover art. This one, however, a Door Books original, never before in paperback. It says, old and with character, but will not tell me who did the artwork, which is a shame because the cover art is very, very technically and very good, and you've got a cute little sketch on the inside as well. So, the unexpected book haul from December that I hadn't planned on getting. In addition to those ones, I've got Tangled Webs that I got accidentally and I already have a copy, so I need to get rid of that. And A Night in the Lonesome October, probably one of my favourite Roger Zelazny's I mean, let's be honest, every Roger Zelazny is my favourite. Any book, any Zelazny that I'm reading is my favourite Roger Zelazny. But this is one of the ones that I've read probably more often than any, except maybe Jack of Shadows, or maybe the... I am just a total fangirl for Roger Zelazny, let's face it. And when I heard one of these books was going, I couldn't go past it, even though I already have a copy. One of these days, I'll find someone who really, really needs to read this. And incidentally, that could be you. If you have never ever read this, then you need to read it. Maybe not the specific copy, but this is a brilliant book by a brilliant artist. Actually, that takes me to 21 books, including the 2 that I already have. Please don't stage an intervention. I like my book habit. I'm going to keep it, and probably most of the books as well. Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't read A Night in Lonesome October, work on that. Oh, and thanks for the shirt, Anna. Love the lizards.